Om Shanti, and a very good morning to all of you. Uh, am I audible?
Yes, sister.
Okay, because I'm not able to hear uh, Rakhi Ben, but it's okay, no problem.
Yes, if you're audible.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So, first of all, happy Vijayadashmi to all of you. And it's a very nice coincidence that we are reading the Murli today, wherein Baba is explaining how to become a victorious. And today is the day of is an auspicious day of the victory. So we are reading the Avyakta Murli as of 25th October 1969. Thank you for sharing the screen, sister. So in today's Murli, Baba has explained how to become victorious, how to increase our controlling power. So how to increase the controlling power over the thoughts and words and actions, how to bring equality in all these three aspects. And Baba is also asking how much we have accumulated the virtues, the powers, and good wishes, because based on the efforts that we make here to accumulate our powers and virtues, we will be getting the return into the golden age. So it is a very deep Murli, and Baba has explained in so many different aspects the way how to increase the controlling power. So let's get into the Murli. The title of today's Murli is Become Victorious in Order to Become a Bead of the Rosary. So Baba says, what is the main aspect that Bab Dada sees when he sees the children? Today, Bab Dada has come to see what transformation each jewel has brought in himself. Today, Bab Dada has come to see the transformation. Each one has brought about transformation according to his own capacity. So, Baba is saying everyone is trying, is bringing transformation, but according to their own capacities. But which transformation does Bab Dada wish to see? You know that, do you not? Together with the transformation, Bab Dada also wishes to see the strength of that. Bab Dada has seen the transformation, but with the transformation, have you also got the strength in that? So Baba is asking, is your transformation is weak or it is strong? Why? Because you call Bab Dada the eternal truth. So, have you brought about eternal transformation for such a father? So, your transformation is eternal, it is permanent, or it is temporary. So, we can think in ourselves that if my transformation is permanent or it is temporary. The treasures you receive are imperishable. So, what kind of treasures do we receive on this confluence age? The treasures of virtues, eight powers, the knowledge, treasure of knowledge. So, all of these are imperishable. The reward that you receive is imperishable. So, have you brought about eternal transformation, or are you still thinking that you will find that out when you will return to your place? So Baba is saying, if your treasures are imperishable, your rewards are imperishable, so have you brought about the transformation which is also eternal, or you are thinking that you will find it out when you go into the field of your work? Are you thinking that you don't know what situation will arise, or whether you will be able to remain in the face of that? I am going from here having made a promise, but to what extent will I be able to fulfill that? firstly, you think this, and secondly, those who have faithful intellect, that is Nishchay Buddhi, that is those who have the full faith in themselves and the Father, that whatever transformation they have brought about, they will maintain that eternally. And the promise they make before they go will definitely be fulfilled. So Baba is explaining there are two types of children. One who have a little bit doubt whether I will be able to fulfill the promise or not based on the conditions, and other one who have full faith in self and in the help of Bab Dada. So the internal conversation what they have inside, that is what Baba is explaining. They are the one who have a completely faithful intellect, whilst the other poor things are still trying to maintain their courage. So we can check for ourselves which is the type do we all fall in. But if you continue to move along in this way, even now, will you simply continue to make efforts in this way? Again, Baba is asking that if you're still at this stage, is this the way that you are going to make efforts in the future also? Are such effort makers called the ones who instantly sacrifice themselves? The Hindi word Baba used for this is jhatku, the one who sacrificed himself or herself instantly within a second without having any second thought. So Baba is asking, can we call such effort makers the instantly sacrificing one? When something is sacrificed to the goddesses, the goddess or Shaktis do not accept that sacrifice if it is not an instant sacrifice. So, will Babdada accept it just like that? So, even goddesses are not accepting such sacrifice, which is not instant, then how come Baba can accept such sacrifices? If you are not accepted here, you will not be able to have the acceptance of a high status in Satyuga. So this is the result or consequence that if we are not able to sacrifice ourselves instantly, then our future high status is also, we will also not be able to get such high status in the Satyuga. This is why you were told that you must speak only what you think about, and you must do only what you speak about. Your thinking, speaking, and doing should all be the same. Means there shouldn't be any difference in thoughts, words, and actions. But at the present time, there are many children who think a great deed, which means they're having elevated thoughts, who speaks a lot. Their words are full of creative ideas or full of wisdom, and are lacking in actually doing it. So the words are elevated, the thoughts are elevated, but while performing actually, while coming into action, they're lacking somewhere. This is why you were told that you must make yourselves strong in this bhakti and then go, that is, make a firm promise and then return to your field of work. First of all, do you have the courage to make the promise, or are you still trying to maintain that courage? So Baba is also again asking, want to make us this firm decision that are we able to make this, are we have a courage to make such promise, or are we still, you know, trying to make the courage? in our own self. So, what is the sign of courageous children? They will never be defeated. This is underlying point, that the one who is courageous can never be defeated. If all of you are courageous, then from today you will definitely not experience defeat. So this is a checkpoint. If we are failing in words or actions or even in thoughts or in any of the tasks, then it means that we are lacking of courage to follow the Shrimad as it is. So those who are victorious over a long period of time will become the beads of the rosary of victory. Those who are victorious over a long period of time will become the beads of rosary of victory. If you wish to be threaded in the rosary of victory, you will have to bring about transformation of being victorious. So this transformation we need to bring about of being victorious. You have to check the main aspect in your transformation. It is very easy. Just remember two words. Firstly, you have to become the image that attracts. And secondly, you have to remain cheerful, which means Akarshan Murti or Harshit Mukh. It is the spirit that attracts. You will be able to attract others only with the spiritual stage. If you have imbibed these two aspects, then you are completely victorious anyway. So everything again comes down back to the first lesson of our study, soul consciousness. Become spirit conscious to stay in a spiritual stage. Today, Baba is also telling you about the main aspect in the majority of children. You are the ones with faithful intellect, and this is why you have reached here. You have faith in Baba and in knowledge. So Baba is saying everyone have faith in Baba and knowledge. That is why you come to the Madhuban. But sometimes faith in yourself fluctuates. So sometimes we do not have faith in our own self. Will I be able to do this? This is a very high level, high elevated knowledge. Will I be able to follow all the Srimad? So why is that so? The main weakness is that you do not have the controlling power. Because you do not have this, the controlling power, whilst understanding everything and thinking about it, you even tell yourself off for something and yet do that same thing again. So, because we are lacking of controlling power, we think, we do, we say things that we actually should not do or we should not say. Because of this, there is a def- definitely need of controlling power. Where do we need to, I mean, Baba is saying you need to have controlling power, but where do we need to have this controlling power? In your thoughts, words, and actions, and also in connection with the Lokik relation, and when coming into relationship with the divine family. So your thoughts, words, actions, your connection with Lokik family, and your connection with divine family. Sorry, because you do not have the full controlling power of what you must do, what you must say, and what you cannot say, you are not able to have the success. So again, consequence of having lack of controlling power, we are not able to attain the success. So how will you remove the weakness of controlling power? You brothers must have seen many times that when something is to be controlled very firmly, in order to control it properly, you sometimes have to keep it light. Have you ever flown a kite? What do you do in order to control it or make it fly high? It is same here. So while playing kites, we need to loosen the string sometimes to adjust the kite according to the wind's direction. Because if we hold it tight against the wind force, it might get torn. So it's a very nice example Baba is giving. In order to control your intellect, you must yourself become light in many aspects. What is the lightest thing of all? The soul, the point. So, when you have to control yourself, stabilize yourself in into point form, which is the lightest. When you have to control yourself, stabilize yourself into point form, which is the lightest. In order to control anything, you have to apply a full stop. So you must also apply the point, the dot. Whatever has passed, forget that completely. You may have seen something, you may have done something, but then finish it completely. There is a very nice saying, past is past. P-A-S-T, past is past. To finish it means to apply full stop, absolute full stop. You know how to apply comma and a question mark. You even know how to apply exclamation mark, but you do not know how to apply full stop. So Baba is directly telling where we are lacking. We do not know where and how to apply full stop. We keep talking or we keep asking questions where it is not required. We also keep wondering sometimes on situations or people's behavior, even though we know the drama is predestined, but we really forget to put a full stop. That's what Baba is mentioning here. It is easy to make these signs on the paper, but why is there a difficulty applying these signs in your actions? You apply these signs on paper, and that sign is put exactly where it should be. So that person is called an expert. If someone applies a comma instead of full stop, he cannot be called as expert. He cannot be called as expert if he doesn't put a question mark where there should be a question mark. You're not able to become expert because you do not have the full recognition of where to apply comma, question mark, exclamation, or the full stop. Now, do you understand why you are not able to have control? Because at that time, there is no so much petrol of knowledge. Now, Baba, comparing this with the vehicle, if there is a petrol of knowledge, you will be able to have the control. Just like when we have proper fuel in our vehicle, we are able to control it. We are able to accelerate. We are able to slow down the speed, just like that. This is why you must always have petrol in the tank of intellect. Have you learned the calculations of adding and subtraction? Now, the different aspect, the financial aspect, how to control your thoughts. Have you also learned how to balance? It is not enough just to learn to add and subtract, but you also have to learn how to accumulate. If you haven't accumulated anything, you will not be able to give it to others. So, what to accumulate? The virtues, the blessings, the eight powers, the positive energy, all these things we need to accumulate. You will not be able to move yourself forward. One accumulates in order to give it to others or to be able to use it at the time of need. So you have to check to what extent you have accumulated. Are you just going to earn something and to eat that? Or are you also going to accumulate something? So Baba is asking, are you going to just earn and spend, or are you also going to save something for the future reference? Have you ever calculated that? If you are accumulating only 25%, that is very little. If you are accumulating only 25%, then according to the present calculation, what responsibility will Bab Dada give you when you will be able to accumulate the remaining 75%? Baba is asking, if you have only 25%, how Bab Dada can give you the responsibility to share it with the ones who really need it? Because if you do not have abundance with your own self, you will not be able to share for those who really need, who are in pain. And then when we will be accumulating the remaining 75%, when will the destruction then take place? So everything is waiting just for us to accumulate for the future reference. Okay, so since you tell others that they must not leave for tomorrow what they can do today, why do you think about all these years? The aspect of the world changing is something to happen finally anyway. So world transformation is going to take place at its own time. But there aren't so many years in order for you to change yourself. Intense effort makers will never say that they will change in this many years. So they don't put a target. They just think, learn, think, apply, and change. If you have sanskar of perfection over a long period of time, you will be able to perfect. If you become perfect only at the end, then Bab Dada will also give you a little something just at the end. So if sometimes Baba says, if the time is your teacher, and if you are doing things at the end, when the destruction is very near, the transformation is very near to happen, then Bab Dada also cannot give you so much in the golden age. You will get things, very little things at the end of Sat Yuga or at the end of Treta Yuga. Those who do this from now this is important. Those who do this means the transformation from right now, Bab Dada will tell them, go into Satyuga from the beginning. Bab Dada has hopes in the each jewel that this child will make many others into those who fulfill the hopes. So not just you become who can fulfill the hopes, but make others just like you. How can one who make others into those who fulfill the hopes of others have the hope of doing something at the last moment? So who is going to make others like this? They cannot do things at the last moment. They have to do things proactively, well in advance. Acha, is this in the beginning? Is this the beginning or the end of the bhatti for this group? Did this group not give an examination? If you continue to keep the example that you have just seen, you will be able to give the exam. What do you do in order to make something very strong? In order to make the foundation strong, it is essential to have a support all around. The more there is something around it, the greater will be the strength. There will not be that much strength by laying a foundation just on the top. So now Baba is comparing this with construction. When we do not have a deep foundation, the tower cannot stand strong. You will have brought as much as strength in yourself as the depth to which you have imbibed the knowledge. So the depth we are going into this knowledge, the foundation will become more and more strong. Everyone has brought about one or another transformation. Why is it one or another? Because the final certificate will be given when you bring it into practical form. Whatever you're learning in Bhatti, when you bring it into the practical form, the certificate will not be given now. At the moment, you remain cheerful. that each child is very busy in making his effort progress with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm, but you will only receive the certificate when the result is given out in a practical form. So what we learn here, when we bring it out in our actions, then only Baba will see how much marks we have attained and how to give the final certificate. Do not think that the bhatti has finished. It has only just begun. At the moment you have only heard all this, then you will have to do it practically. You will receive the certificate after you have done it practically. The main speciality of this group is their unity. But together with that unity, you have to add another word. Together with unity, you have to have love for solitude, ekantvasi. Just as you are number one in unity, you have to become number one in the subject of solitude. If this group imbibes this, it will be able to go ahead of many. You also have to make yourself one who has love for solitude as well as being in unity. So both the things are equally important at the same time. Only the one yoga whose yoga of intellect means whose connectivity of intellect is broken away from all other directions. I should be linked in only one direction. That is, there should be only one and none other on my mind. Those who have such a stage will be able to have love for solitude. Otherwise, even when he tries to sit in solitude, the intellect will wander in many directions because mind is not connected with the one. He will not be able to experience the bliss of solitude. Whatever things he can earn into the solitude will not be experienced that. Only the one who has all relationships with one and tests all the sweetness from one can have love for solitude. Since he can test all the sweetness from just one, what is the need to go into other directions? However, those who do not have the practice of testing all sweetness from just one will try to test the sweetness from everyone because their mind is connected with other human souls. And then there isn't any attainment because human souls are themselves empty, they are themselves searching to get contented, so they cannot fulfill others' desires or others' attainments. He will have love for only one because he has love only for one. He will be able to stay in the remembrance of one. Because of having love for many, you are not able to stay in the remembrance of one because mind is diluted towards everyone else. The yoga of your intellect, that is connectivity of your intellect, should be broken from many others. It should be linked to the one, that is belonged to the one and none other. Those who have such a stage will have love for solitude. Otherwise, even whilst trying to sit in solitude, their intellect will wander towards many and they won't be able to experience the bliss of solitude. Only those who experience all relationships and sweetness from the one will be able to have the love for solitude. Since you are able to attain all sweetness from the one, what is the need to go to many others? However, those who don't have the practice of experiencing all sweetness from the one will try to take it from many others because they are not connected to one, so they will search from everywhere. And so they don't attain anything. And by connecting with the one Father, you have many attainments. If you simply remember the word one, all the knowledge is included in this. Awareness, relationships, and stage are all included in this. And whatever attainments you have becomes clear through this one word, that is one. You have remembrance of one. Your stage is constant, that is ekras, with one. connected with one. And all the knowledge you receive is for the remembrance of the one. The attainment you receive are also constant because the giver is having abundance of absolutely everything. So your attainment will be constant. It is not temporary, it is always there. When you have a lot of happiness today and then you experience sorrow tomorrow, there is no attainment in that. So if you are trying to seek it from human souls, you might get some happiness today, you might get some sorrow tomorrow, because they are not fulfilled, they are themselves seeking it. So that is not attainment. Then even the supersensuous joy you experience is not constant. Sometimes there is a lot of something, very little. Sometimes there is a lot, and sometimes very little. So there is no constant attainments. You are now going to take the paper of remaining stable in a constant stage. So we shall see how many marks you claim in this paper. Always try to demonstrate to others by doing it practically. So just words and actions is just words is not important, but when you do it practically, people will learn from that. Our actions and our activity should become a lesson for others. You should not fail in any aspect. Baba is telling you something easy for this. Remember one thing so that you don't fail in any aspect. Just one thing, that is, follow the Father. Follow the Father in everything that He demonstrated through the corporeal form, and you cannot fail in any aspect. Whenever you see a situation in which you think you will fail, then remember, am I following the Father? All the actions that Baba performed through the corporeal form in all those years, all of those scenes also come in front of you. So when you're following the Father, then a break will be applied in performing any wrong type of action. You will be able to judge yourself. So that break will work as if if a situation. So you can see, is this the way that Baba has done? Baba has responded? No. So then just change your way. So that break will work, and it will help you to judge your own self. Am I able to perform this action? Follow the Father. When you say Father, both are included. That is Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. When you remember that you are following the Father, you cannot fail. This is a promise that you cannot fail. You will become flawless. Bab Dada wants to make the children flawless. Baba is showing you this easy method to make you come close in the rosary. So just not come in the rosary, but close to Baba. How to come close in the rosary. So just make sure that someone else doesn't put into practice the method first, the method that Baba has shown you. Bab Dada has hopes in all you stars. This is why he calls you the stars of hope. So this is another one title to us, stars of hope. It is because Baba has special love that he has come at such a time. You have had renunciation. You renounced your sleep. See, Baba is just praising us that we are renouncing our sleep. And so, this is also an expression of your love. Why you're renouncing the sleep? Because you have love for Baba. So, you're getting up at Amrit Vela and you're doing your efforts. So, Bab Dada is giving you the return of love. Now, he will see the result when you go back. So now he has given you the return of love. He has taught you how to be victorious. But then Baba will see the result when you go back to your field of work or field of relationships. You go back so that you can come again. To go and then to come back. You have to go, but you go in order to come back. So when you come back, you fulfill yourself, you attain so many things, and when you fulfill yourself, you go back to your to the place where you have been, where Baba wants you to give the service and give everything to others who are in actually need. So every time you come back, fill yourself and go back to give it or to share it with the one who need it. The more you develop the practice of the avyakta stage, the more you will be attracted to the avyakta madhuban and come back here. This is now not the vyakta madhuban. So this is not vyakta madhuban, this is avyakta madhuban. And the more you practice the avyakta stage, you will get attracted more and more to come back to the madhuban. Acha, Om Shanti. So now we will just have 1 or 2 minutes to contemplate, to remember the points, and then we will open the forum to everyone to share their takeaway points, or if anyone have any questions, we can churn on that also. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So now we can share. You can share your points.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om
Happy
Shanti.
Vijayadashmi to all. What a perfect Murli. Baba said we are victorious on Vijayadashmi Day.
Yeah.
That first part, he just placed on me the Vaijayanti Mala. So just the first part, Baba says your transformation should be eternal. There should be Turant Dan, that is instant sacrifice. There should be harmony in thinking, speaking, and doing. So promise you will be courageous. Then you'll be victory. Then I can see Baba is going to garland me with Vaijayanti Mala.
Yes.
I'll just take 2 things for that Vaijayanti Mala. How will Baba garland me? For that, I have to be Akarshan Murat and Harshad Mukh. So today I'm going to practice on that so that Baba garlands me to Vaijayanti Mala. Om Shanti.
Very well said. Thank you so much. Yes. Anyone else?
Om Shanti. Om
Yes.
Shanti, everyone. Baba says today to enjoy solitude also, apart from being united with others.
Right.
Baba just doesn't mention be with others. Baba specifically mentions that be in harmony with others, that is be one. And at the same time, you should enjoy solitude also. Both are good company. That's what I would like to say.
Right. Very good.
Shanti sister.
Om Shanti.
In bhakti, when something is sacrificed to the goddess or Sakti is not do not accept that sacrifice if it is not an instant sacrifice? So will Bapdada accept it just like that? Then if you are not accepted here, you will not be able to have the acceptance of a high status in Satyug. So Baba's telling that is why you were told that you must speak one day what you think about. Your thinking, speaking, and doing should be the same. That
Yes,
point I noted. Chalo.
right. Very good point. So I like the way Baba explained how to control how to have control over your thoughts and words. Baba has given different examples. You can say from different fields. One is just of playing kite. One is of vehicle, the petrol in the vehicle. So that creativity, that different perspectives, that is very creative today. I like that very much. Yes. So who is next?
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Baba is also teaching us more maths today because in yesterday's Murli, Baba has told us learn to add and subtract. And in today's Murli, Baba is saying that not only learn to add and subtract, but also learn how to accumulate.
Yes,
And
right.
like for accumulation, earn more. We have to earn more. And for earning more, like earn more blessings, earn more knowledge, or get more knowledge and give more knowledge so that we can earn more. So focus should be on earning more and accumulating more.
Yes,
So also Baba is saying that develop sanskar of perfection and develop it for a long time. So our target in everything should be perfection. Because if we develop this perfection develop this sanskar for a long time, then only like we can get
come
perfect and go.
from yes, we can come from the beginning of the Satyugs. So
Yes.
many times Baba says that बहुत काल का पुरुषार्थ. It is not that just at last moment you will be able to do it overnight, but you need to do it constantly for a very long time.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes, and Baba is also telling that strength in yourself is directly proportional to your depth of your knowledge. More deep you have knowledge, more strength you will have in yourself. So check how much strength you have in yourself by checking the depth of knowledge in you.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you.
And yes, and also Baba is telling us like for bliss of solitude, you have to remember one, just remember one. So two figures Baba like in maths, 0 and 1.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Very true. Next,
Om Shanti, sister.
Om
Today,
Shanti.
Baba has given a beautiful example of kite. And
Yeah.
when you have to when you have to control yourself, stabilize yourself in the point form. And point also, that is very light. That is the lightest. And Baba has told to apply the full stop and also apply the dot. Whatever has passed, forget that completely. And Baba tells us to have the petrol of knowledge in the tank of intellect. What
Yeah.
vocabulary Baba uses.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
You remember I said last time, I don't remember exactly when, but I guess before 2 or 3 days, or maybe in last week, Baba is a very good entertainer. Now we will see that this is another proof that Baba really entertains. Is a very good entertainer. So
Yeah,
many
very true.
different ways he is explaining things. Very true. Next one.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
In this beautiful Murli, befitting the Vijayadashmi Divas,
Yeah.
Baba is actually giving us the basically methods of how to become victorious. There are some 20 methods in one short words. He has given us. First is the eternal transformation. The transformation needs to be eternal,
Yes.
not. And second is we should always keep in our remembrance the promise which we have made to the Father. Uh, Third one is the completely faithful intellect. Fourth is the courage. Fifth one is the instant sacrifice. we should not, when we have to forget the past or anything, we should do it instantly and for the eternal. There's no strings attached to that instant sacrifice. That is also shows the power of acceptance. When we are accepting some situation in life, then we should not have any thoughts about accept to kar liya, but and all this but and all should not come. We should just accept the way.
Right.
So that is an instant sacrifice, what I have taken today. And then next is the this being cheerful and be the center of attraction, and that will happen when we consider ourselves as a point form, as a soul. Uh, and the next is the controlling power. Baba is given us the another method is the controlling power. These are all attributes of being victorious. Then equanimity in the thoughts, words, and actions. That will also happen when we consider ourselves as a soul, and our connection with Lokik relations, and when coming into relationship with those of the divine family, they are all dependent on this controlling power. And the lightest being, feeling the lightest, again the soul, the point. And
Yes.
so there's so many things actually. You can go on the knowledge and calculations, and in addition to calculation, I would just like to bring out that Baba has also taught us the balance, that
Yeah. The
the
accounting aspect.
yeah, any equation in life, sister, left side and right hand side, they need to be balanced. In chemistry, we study this balancing the
Yes.
chemical equations. So
Yeah.
Baba has taught us how to balance it, and sometimes, like a kite, you have to keep it, light, and sometimes you have to pull it. Sometimes you have to you get it flow, free it,
Yeah.
the string.
Loosen
So
the things. Yeah.
yeah, like a kite only. So relations are also like kite. Sometimes love, sometimes law,
Yeah.
and so many things. Ekta and ekant priya also are the attributes of being victorious.
Yes.
Ekta and ekta with God, and none but one. And ekant priya will happen when I am enjoying the ekant, and I will enjoy ekant when I'm taking all the super sensuous joy from the one. If I experience all attainments from the one, then I will be ekant priya. That
Very.
also Baba has said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Very nice churning. And just want to add one thing. I really, when sister told me that will you read the Murli, I really checked that if this is the Murli, and I mean the day 25th, is this the Vijayadashmi in 1969? So I really checked that on Google. I opened the Kal Nirnay of 1969, but I found that the Murli we read yesterday, 20th October, that was the Dashera in that year. So just thought to share. This is not Dashera, actually Dashera Murli, but yesterday, the Murli we read yesterday, that was of the Dashera in 1969. So anyone else would like to share?
Yogita Ben, I would just like to share with you all one thing. That
Yeah.
word one reminded me. I was reading a beautiful book, a series of conversation between the soul and Supreme Soul. These
Oh,
conversations were written by Gayatri Behan of New York and Shirin Chetta of Florida. It's a beautiful book. In that, everything about I and the one, it was there. Because when you said the clever entertainer, there Baba had there in that conversation, it was like you could get hold of the book. I can send you a picture of the book. So that
sure,
word one has gone so much deep in me after reading that book. So much is there in that one. She had given 53 conversations,
Oh,
Gayatri Ben, and this. It's a beautiful book. So this one is a very beautiful concept, none but one. Om
none
Shanti.
but the one. Yes. Thank you so much. Can you share the name on the chat also? So if anyone wants
I will
to
just
get the
send,
code.
I think it's something all but one. It's between Gayatri Ben and Shirin Cheddar. It's a beautiful book with
Okay.
lovely images and all. I think I had shared that on the media before this club. I will
Oh,
just see, I will send it to Raki Behan, the picture of the book. And that's a beautiful piece of just knowing about the one. That's why that one has gone deeper than Om Shanti.
Yeah, very true. So anyone? Yes, Om Bhai, I think you have raised your hand. Please share.
Yeah, sister. The one very interesting point Baba has brought out is the power of now.
Yeah,
The power of now. This very second, if I am saying, I'm an intense effort maker, then I will never say that I will change in this many seconds or this many months, this many days or this many years. I have to be relying only on now because I don't know what will happen in future. I mean, the next moment is not mine. Only this moment is mine. So,
exactly.
so Baba has really given it so perfectly, explained it that the sanskars of perfection has to be now, with this
Yes,
particular moment, before the end. I should not wait for the end.
right.
Om
Right.
Shanti.
I also remember one point with this when you mentioned this. Sometimes Baba says that it is not about the transformation or the destruction of the world, but it is about yourself. Because I don't know when I'm going to leave this costume and I'm going to get the new one. So if I'm not doing efforts right now, and if I'm leaving this costume, let's say tomorrow, then my next 3, 4, 5 years are going to waste. I'm just going to waste it because I cannot start doing efforts at that age. So all these years will go west, and then again, so instead of going upwards, I'll go down back, and I'll just fall down, and then I'll again need to start right from the bottom to get to the stage which I have already attained in this birth, in this costume. So that waste of time is also we do not have control over that. So we better do it right now when we
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And that is so closely related with the instant sacrifice,
Yeah,
jhatku.
Jhatku,
Very, very
exactly.
closely related, these two concepts. If I transform myself now, then in Satyuga also Baba is connected it with that. In Satyuga also I will come from the day 000. From
Exactly.
the, from the very first moment I'll be there. But
Yes,
that all that will depend on my effort making here in the very moment. This first moment only. I should not rely on this next second moment.
very perfect.
Om Shanti. Very
Yes.
well brought on this point of power of now. And that reminded me of a book that I'm currently reading from the Lockic world, which is Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And it
Oh,
is so intoxicating to live that whole concept. And what Baba today mentions, that be present, to be aware in the moment, and that will define the next moment for you. And that's one point to take away from today's Murli. The other point is where Baba says that loosen the string of the kite. And there's a very big management lesson that I can take from for myself from here is when you delegate things to people, or when you are working in a team, once a work is being given, don't bother to do too much of micromanagement, because the moment you do micromanagement, you're holding on to the growth of the other person and holding on to the growth of the project. Yes, you need to do a reality check in a periodic way. That goes without saying, but let the things flow in the process and let it grow. So only when you loosen it up is when things flow and grow. That's another thing to be taken from today's Murli. Om
yes,
Shanti.
very true. So Baba is also a management guru, we can say. He's just all in one. Brilliant. Anyone
Just
else?
one more brief point I will share. I would like to share, sister. In this, again, the manager Baba is a supreme manager. So in that he says that some most of us, and personally, I used to when I was not in knowledge, I was used to think I will wait for the results to come and then I will feel cheerful and happy and zeal and enthusiasm. Baba
Yes,
says no. You have to be right now when you are giving the examination. You be cheerful. You be with lot of zeal and enthusiasm. You be happy now. Don't wait for the destination to be reached and then when I should feel happy or zeal with enthusiasm. I should feel now, and that will ensure that my success is guaranteed. I'm
exactly.
victorious.
Exactly.
Yeah, that brings in the point that being happy is not connected to anything outside of us.
It's within me to be happy. So
Yeah.
be happy and things will be all happy around you. In
That's
whatever
correct.
circumstances it is.
That's correct. I should be happy in the core of my inner world, and the core is the soul. I should not focus even outside the core also. The
Yeah,
soul,
because
which
the
Baba
yes,
says, point.
exactly. Yes, because the core quality, one of the seven qualities is happiness of soul. So there shouldn't be any need to search it somewhere outside. It's actually there. We just need to emerge it from inside.
Yeah, Baba
Then,
says all attainments are there in the core itself, and
yeah,
children sometimes wander away to find out those attainments outside, even outside. In the inner world, also, sometimes we start wandering.
yeah,
We have, you know, we have focused on from the outside world to inner world, but most of us get entangled in the inner world also. In the
yes,
thoughts also, we start, a craving for attainment. So I think that is what Baba is saying. Come to the point form, be a full stop, just be in the that. And
yes,
one more point Baba says is that full stop, comma, question mark, and exclamation mark.
yeah,
These are things to churn very, very deep concepts. Sometimes, even after putting a full stop, if we are having even one thought beyond that, then that's a comma.
yeah,
And then the exclamatory mark is we are right on the we have taken some time to put a full stop.
yes,
And question mark is we have taken a lot of time. We have gone into so many directions, so many relations. We have tried to be depending on other relations, other connections. We have made other connections other than Baba, and then uh, got into association with Baba, and then put a full stop. That's a question mark.
yes,
Yeah, this point that you brought in, brother, in today's Murli, Baba has mentioned, if we deep churn on this Murli on these points, he's mentioned that anybody who's putting a full stop knows when to put a full stop. Then this concept of living in the moment, being in the moment, and practicing the power of now, one knows when to put full stop, when to use exclamation mark, when to use a question mark. But if after putting, if we're thinking about it, which means we are not one with our own self.
yes,
True.
So that's
True.
another learning out of today's Murli.
Very nice.
yes. So now, anyone else want to share something? Or shall we start with the meditation for last 2 minutes? So what
Sister,
points we have? Yes,
before we move on to the meditation, a small
yeah,
announcement that we're doing from last 2 days. Today evening, and then
yeah,
the Adik Murli group, the Hindi group that meets in the evening, there is a special session by Sister Aruna Ladwa from UK uh, from 8:30 to 9:30. And we can log in. The session is going to be in Hindi, but an interpretation and the translation is available in English. The topic of the session is methods to churn the Murli. I'll just post the link as well because the Zoom link is also different. And
okay.
we can move
Yeah,
on to the meditation.
yeah,
Uh,
thank you very much. Okay, so now just sit in silence and contemplate or just recall the points that we have discussed and find one point that you will follow for the entire day and churn on it and start practicing directly. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you everyone for all your time and your support of blessings so that I was able to conduct this in, I hope I tried in a right way. Thank you everyone for your time, and Om Shanti and all the best for today's homework.
Thank you, sister. Happy Vijayadashmi to everyone. Om
Yes.
Shanti.
Thank you,
Om
sister.
Shanti.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Bab Dada. Thank you, Yogita Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. And let's celebrate the victory on this Vijayadashmi Day with churning on these points of the Murli deeply. See you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om
Thank you,
Shanti.
Baba.